from the station working for you. This is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It's Thursday, January 28th, and right now on Good Morning Indiana.
It doesn't matter how many cameras you have, any kind of deterrent, they just keep coming.
A string of Southside burglaries has residents on edge. What you can do today to keep your family and belongings safe.
Coronavirus restrictions in Indiana will be changing. What the governor says is making the changes possible.
Liftoff of the 25th Space Shuttle mission, and it has cleared the tower.
35 years ago today, astronauts boarded the Space Shuttle Challenger, dreaming of heading to space. I talked with an Indiana teacher who could have been on that ill-fated flight.
Scammers are looking for an opportunity to cash in and steal money from honest taxpayers.
Plus, scammers are looking to steal your stimulus check. The warning signs you need to watch out for to keep your money flowing into your bank account.
Happy Friday Eve. Thank you for joining us for Good Morning Indiana. Time now is 6:01.
Oh my goodness, Megan, I almost thought you were going to say Happy Friday, and I was like, yes.
Friday Eve.
Friday Eve. We're getting there. So thanks for joining our team here and starting your morning with us. Raphael, good morning to you. You said that you've been sweeping some snow during commercial breaks. I hope you're getting closer to having the driveway clear.
Almost there. Mrs. Sanchez has expectations. I have about another half hour to go, but you may slip and slide this morning, so watch your step as you head out the door. Todd Clausen has your Thursday morning forecast. Hey, Todd.
Yeah, everybody saw at least a coating of snow from Indianapolis to the south. As you worked your way further to the south, we've had 1 inch to even 2 inches of snow down there in further locations down towards Bloomington as well as Bedford. Most of that snow has come to an end. We're just talking about chilly temperatures here this morning. Teens in Lafayette as well as Terre Haute. 22 is the current temperature in Indy as well as Bloomington. Wind chill values in the single digits in Terre Haute, where it feels like 4 degrees right now. 16 is what it feels like in Indy. So one, watch your step as you walk out the door this morning, especially if you haven't cleared your sidewalk or your driveway. And then two, make sure you bundle up. Here's the view in Bloomington with almost 2 inches of snow on the ground in places there in Monroe County. Few flurries. Otherwise, we're in pretty good shape here this morning. Those flurries not going to add any additional issues to the roadways. And then the good news in the forecast today is we have the sunshine. It's going to be a bright day for us. And the bad news for us, it remains very chilly. Temperatures struggle to climb today. Highs eventually only get back right to around 30 degrees. Lauren.
Todd, thanks. Let's take a look right now at your roads as you're heading out the door this Thursday. This is I-70 near State Road 267 to our west. If you're traveling in Hendricks County, you shouldn't have any problems this morning, other than, as we mentioned, some slick patches out there, so watch out for that. We do have slick roads, especially in southern Indiana, after the snow that moved through yesterday evening, and that's leading to some school delays and closings to our south. We do have nearly a dozen school delays posted at this hour. Brown County, Jennings County, and Seymour schools, they're among those that are closed for today. The complete list is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. It's also available to you at the WRTV app and also on the Storm Shield app, so check that before you send the kids to the bus stop. Raphael.
Turning now to the pandemic and its continued impact on our state. This morning, the state health department reports nearly 2,300 new cases of COVID-19. 40 more Hoosiers have died with the virus. Now take a look at this map on the right side of your screen. It shows the latest county metrics. Now this morning, 5 counties are listed as red status, a major improvement from last week when 33 counties were in red status. Megan?
And Raphael, COVID restrictions across most of Indiana will change next week. During the governor's briefing, health officials said the percentage of positive cases and hospitalizations are going down. That's one reason why Governor Holcomb says he is updating his statewide executive order. Starting Monday, if a county's COVID risk is at the red or orange level, social gatherings and events can have up to 25% capacity. If a county's risk level is yellow, capacity can reach 50%. 100% capacity is possible if a county is in the blue zone, which none are at this point in time. Social distancing, masks, and other safety precautions are still required. The governor was asked if loosening restrictions is setting the state up for another surge.
Well, you have multiple assumptions baked into your question that you're assuming that this is all driven by capacity numbers. It's the point of these best practices and public health measures that we're recommending is that we can control the things that we can control, and we can manage our way through this. We know what works, but it is a constant balance of our lives and our livelihoods.
Marion County's COVID restrictions have been more strict throughout the pandemic. That is still the case this morning. We'll let you know if that changes, Lauren.
Megan, at 6:05, a suspected burglar caught on camera taking property out of a man's truck here on Indianapolis' south side. It was parked in his own driveway. WRTV's own Kelsey Anderson is working for you this morning with what police recommend you do to protect yourself and your property. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Lauren. So neighbors on the south side of Indianapolis, they are beyond frustrated with a suspected burglar who just this week was caught on camera breaking into Nathan Martin's pickup truck. So take a look at this video. You can see the suspected burglar breaking into Martin's truck. And for Martin, this one crime was like getting hit twice. His pickup truck is not just a way to get around. It is his work truck, which was loaded with thousands of dollars in tools. Martin says he's not the only resident getting visits from unwelcome guests. This screen grab from a surveillance video shows a possible suspect from another nearby incident. According to IMPD, there was at least one other report in the area of cars being broken into in the last week, but it is unclear if any of the crimes are connected. Still, Martin is concerned about whoever would do this in plain view of multiple security cameras.
Walked right up to the back window, shoved something in, broke the glass, looked around a little bit to see if anybody woke up or moved, and then proceeded to unlock and open the door and grabbed tools, made 2 trips, grabbed tools, took them to his car, and sped off.
So IMPD is encouraging neighbors to report suspicious activity and crimes as they occur. Take photos and log serial numbers of valuable items, and of course remove them from a vehicle if possible. Martin is now offering a $500 reward for anyone who leads police to a suspect. He says the safety and security measures he's already taken don't seem to be enough to keep trouble off his street. Now, IMPD says it is also a good idea to keep vehicle doors locked and those car alarms activated, as well as making sure exterior lights are working. And he says they also say that you can request a patrol in your neighborhood by calling that non-emergency line. That number is 317-327-3811. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you so much. Good morning to Bloomington, Bedford, and Barkersville. Every day, the Indiana Donor Network plays a key role across our state. Our Troy Washington reports on their focus to comfort families and save lives.
This little heart on your driver's license, it can save lives, and that's the mission here at the Indiana Donor Network, to spread hope and healing to all.
When Cade Free passed away just days before Thanksgiving, his family knew they wanted his legacy to live on. And since he was a donor, they knew he would save lives.
A young man in his 20s who received his heart. There was a gentleman in his 70s that received his liver. And then the gentleman in the 70s that received his lungs. And then the 2 women who received kidneys and pancreas.
So on Thanksgiving Day 2020, their son became a donor hero. And before they said goodbye to Cade, the family paused for a moment of silence, a chance to remember him.
Just an amazing, amazing kid. Loved to play soccer. He raced quarter midgets when he was younger. He loved dirt bikes. Hard worker. He graduated high school at Sullivan High School this past year.
Donor families get the chance to participate in a video like this one. The hope is to spread healing to others who may be traveling down the same road.
Later on in the show, we'll talk more about the moment of silence and family comfort video. Also, how the Indiana Donor Network is being honored for their efforts. Working for you, Troy Washington, WRTV.
Well, Troy, thank you so much. Recently, Hoosier native and NASCAR star Ryan Newman honored Cade at the Chili Bowl in Tulsa. Ryan drove a car with Cade's name and number, the former number 000. It was all part of the Driven to Save Lives racing program. Megan?
Raphael, an unprecedented and unexpected gift could not have come at a better time for the United Way of Central Indiana. On Wednesday, the organization confirmed it received $25 million from author and philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. It's the largest gift from one donor in the organization's 102-year history. There was no lobbying or application process. President and CEO Ann Myrtlow says when she first learned about the donation, it sounded too good to be true.
It was all very confidential. And honestly, I thought it was a scam at first. And fortunately, I returned the email and set up a call and was told that a donor had basically made the decision to give us $25 million. And honestly, it's pretty rare for me to be speechless, but I was speechless and absolutely delighted.
The United Way of Central Indiana calls the donation a transformational gift. Myrtlow says it's too early to know specifically where that money will be used, but countless Hoosiers will benefit.
Well, this morning, scammers are searching for ways to swipe your stimulus check. Still ahead, the warning signs you need to watch out for to keep your money safe. Todd?
And Lauren, we haven't had any real big snowfalls here across central Indiana so far this winter season. Yesterday, we picked up a ½ an inch officially at the airport in Indianapolis. There's a few slick spots out there this morning, as well as a few flurries. We'll break down today's forecast and look ahead to the weekend coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.
On 411 to learn more.
Welcome back. The time right now is 6:14. We're keeping a close eye on traffic as you're heading out on the roads today. Here's a look near the downtown area. I-65 at West Street and MLK. Traffic really picking up both northbound and southbound this morning. Everything is still moving. Just watch out for any slick spots as you're heading out on the roads today. Well, the Internal Revenue Service has a new warning out. It's about scammers posing as the IRS, offering your second stimulus check.
Lauren, the Rebound is our initiative to help you get back on your feet during this pandemic. Raphael.
WRTV investigates. Kara Kenny. Megan explains how you can spot a phony and protect your hard-earned money.
You might get a text message, an email, or a message on social media about your second stimulus payment. It may ask you for your personal or financial information so it can process your payment, but the IRS says it's a scam.
Scammers are looking for an opportunity to cash in and steal money from honest taxpayers.
Tamara Cantu is the acting special agent in charge of IRS criminal investigation for Chicago Field Office, which includes Indiana. They're issuing a warning about a new wave of COVID-19 related scams. This as Hoosiers continue to receive their second round of stimulus checks and wait on a possible third round. Scammers may send you a text message asking you to verify your personal or financial information so they can process your stimulus payment.
That is a scam, and the IRS will not be text messaging you to ask you for any personal or financial information.
The IRS does not send unsolicited texts or emails. You may also get a phone call from someone claiming to be from the IRS. Chances are that's a scam too.
If you do get one of those phone calls like that, hang up immediately. Don't even listen to them.
The IRS does not call people with threats of jail or lawsuits, nor does it demand tax payments using gift cards. Unfortunately, many people are more likely to believe scammers because they so badly need their $600 stimulus check.
Everyone needs their money right now. The pandemic has caused an economic downturn, but that's what criminals prey upon. And that's why they're using this time to steal money.
The IRS is working with law enforcement to track down scammers, but they need you to report it. You can call the Disaster Fraud Hotline at 1-866-720-5721.
Please report it so that we can look into it. You know, the IRS or another federal agency will be able to maybe look into seeing if we can locate and identify the person that did this.
If you've been a victim of a COVID-19 related scam, I want to hear from you. Please email me at kara.kenny@wrtv.com. Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
All right, thank you there, Kara. The time now is 6:16 as you walk out the door here this morning. There's still a few flurries that are around, but as you went to bed, there was definitely more snow showers around. We've kind of tapered that off to just flurries now, so that's good news as you start your Thursday. And we finally get into some sunshine today. That'll be welcomed. It's been a very cloudy week, right? But the overall weather pattern here still remains very active. Our next storm system heads our way over the weekend. But bundle up here this morning. It's 19 right now in Richmond, 15 in Greencastle, down to 13 in Terre Haute, 18 in Lafayette, where there's still a little more in the way of cloud cover in place this morning. Temperatures are currently sitting in the 20s. Wind chill values, though, are in the teens and single digits. Feels like 4 right now in Vigo County. 8 is what it feels like in Lafayette, and Indy feels like 14 degrees. So hat and gloves required as the kids head off to the bus stop this morning. And speaking of the bus stop, there are some school delays and closures in southern locations where we saw a little more in the way of snow accumulation. So make sure you check that out on the WRTV webpage or the app. Few flurries linger across the area. They look worse on radar than they really are. Some in and around the metro area. Not going to cause any issues on the roadways, but just don't be shocked if you see a flurry or two. And they're all just drifting in off of Lake Michigan with the northwesterly winds. Clear skies off to our west. That's the sunshine we'll enjoy as we work our way throughout the day today. Highs, though, will struggle to warm above freezing. Only about 26 in Logansport today, 28 in Frankfort, Kokomo at 27 degrees as we slide south, 29 today in Noblesville and Newcastle, Shelbyville and Martinsville right around 32 degrees, and then we'll be right around the freezing mark here in the Bedford and Columbus area, and Seymour right around 33 degrees. The clouds will clear out if you're seeing them here this morning for lots of sunshine this afternoon, and it's a 2-day deal with the clear skies and the sunshine, as we'll have it tomorrow as well. The problem is, like we're seeing this morning, where the skies are clear, and especially with a little bit of a snowpack on the ground, temperatures are getting really cold tomorrow morning. Everybody should be down into the teens. I think most people probably see wind chills to start off your Friday in the single digits, so make sure you really plan ahead and bundle up. Now, the good news is it's a quiet weather pattern for the day tomorrow on Friday, with temperatures that'll be climbing up into the low 30s for your afternoon highs. Let's jump ahead here. 8 o'clock Saturday, we see our next storm system come in. It'll start a little bit before that, mid-afternoon. Probably starts off as a quick burst of snow across the area, and then as the warmer air comes in, well, actually even overnight into Sunday, transition over to more in the way of rain, only for the colder air to come back as we work our way into Sunday night and Monday. So think of it kind of as a seesaw. We start cold, we warm up, and then we go back down with temperature-wise, and with precipitation still around, it goes from snow to rain, and then eventually back over to some snow. And of course, a couple days to fine-tune that forecast and the timing for you. Once we get past Monday, another 2-day break, including Groundhog Day of quiet weather, before another storm system heads our way, probably late Wednesday into the day on Thursday. Lauren?
Todd, thanks. Let's take a look at your commute this Thursday morning. This is I-65, a view from the pedestrian overpass here on the northwest side. You can see traffic is moving along up to speed. If you look closely there, you can see the little bit of snow that gathered in the shoulder of the road in the overnight hours, but the roads here are clear and everything is moving, so that is good news this morning.
Lauren, thank you. The coronavirus pandemic has put a stop to the Mardi Gras parade in New Orleans. Ahead this morning, how residents are keeping the spirit of the season alive.
Plus, two-time Oscar winner Denzel Washington has a new movie out. Coming up at 7 o'clock on Good Morning America, the two-time Oscar winner talks about being called the greatest actor of the 21st century. We'll have to see that discussion right here on WRTV. But first, let's just head outside for a few seconds. Let's open our window. Good morning to Beech Grove, Tipton, and Plainfield, all great places to call home in central Indiana. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV.
Galleries, live life comfortably.
It is 6:23 here on our Thursday. Here's a look at I-74 in Post Road. This is on the southeast side of town where traffic is traveling up to speed in all directions. No major issues to report on your interstates this morning around central Indiana, so that's the good news. Just don't forget to check the school delays and closures scrolling at the bottom of your screen, especially if you're in areas to our far south. All right, Megan Raphael, it is time that we chat about what is trending at 6. So Megan, kick it off.
All right, it's called the City of Second Chances for a reason, you guys. all over New Orleans now. Houses are being decorated for Mardi Gras, and parades are canceled this year because of the pandemic, of course. So thanks to some quick thinking on Twitter, people are turning their houses into floats. They look beautiful. Now people can walk by and even catch some beads from the homeowners. A very socially distanced activity. Lots of fun in NOLA.
Great idea.
Wow.
I love that.
It's like a Halloween kind of, I mean, it's like, that's a lot.
Yeah,
it looks fantastic.
Trick-or-treating for adults.
With flamingos. Love
Yes.
it. At 91 years old, George Toma has prepared the field for every Super Bowl ever played. And with George's help, the field in Tampa is ready for the Buccaneers and the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs logo in the end zone, that's George's handiwork. As you guessed, he painted the same logo last year, but of course in Miami. Preparing for the Super Bowl is now a family affair for the Tomas. His son Ryan has been to every game since he was 6 months old. The stories we'll have to tell
He's
in
the
the
man
future.
behind it.
Wow.
That's so cool. All right, well, look at this. A rare snow means a lot of fun for these elephants at Reed Park Zoo. This is in Tucson, Arizona. The zoo says that baby Penzi there frolicked in the snowflakes, alternating between splashing in a pond and then rolling around in the mud. Super cute. Her older sister Nadi and a few others joined in on this rare Arizona winter fun.
My favorite animal.
So cute.
I mean, they don't even see a whole lot of rain. And
I know,
so
they're
now
like,
they're
what
probably
is this falling from the sky?
What's this? What are these flakes and this white stuff that's falling from the sky here? But, hey,
That's how we feel here, right?
you know,
Not so much.
it reminds me of where was it? The panda at the Washington Zoo, that the baby one that saw for the first time. They were out playing in it. So you love seeing the animal reactions when they see something they haven't seen maybe ever before. All right, outside right now it is cold. Here are your feel-like temperatures, and it feels like it's in the single digits right now in Lafayette as well as Terre Haute. 14 is what it feels like in Indy. Actual temperatures are in the teens and 20s. The good news in the forecast today is we have plenty of sunshine. We'll be in the mid-20s here throughout the morning hours, and then we'll get up to right around 30 degrees this afternoon with mostly sunny skies. Wind chill values, though, as we work our way throughout the course of the day today, are going to be in the teens and 20s. So you definitely need to bundle up. Tomorrow's a quiet day as well, and then we get into more of an active weather pattern once again for the weekend. More on that, Megan, coming up in the next half hour.
Todd, thanks. Well, how many cups of coffee does it take for you to get going in the morning? For me today, it's 2, but working for you, our John Matarese has a preview of an upcoming caffeinated drink so you don't waste your money.
Many of us, and yes, I'm one of them, like caffeine. It wakes us up in the morning and keeps us from nodding off in the PM. So then how about mixing Coke and coffee? Coca-Cola has just unveiled its newest beverage, Coke with Coffee, just in case you don't get enough of a perk up from regular Coke. The company says it sips like a Coke and finishes like a coffee and is designed for an afternoon pick-me-up. It comes at a time when Coke is discontinuing slow-selling brands like Tab. But will it give you a caffeine overdose? Probably not. At 69 milligrams of caffeine, that's about double regular Coke, but less than a cup of coffee, which averages 100 milligrams. A Monster energy drink checks in with a whopping 160 milligrams by comparison. So while the name Coke with Coffee may be intimidating, it shouldn't send you to the moon. Coke with Coffee is already a hit in Australia, where it's taking the place of an afternoon latte for many coffee lovers. So don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
For more cost-saving tips and ideas, visit the money section of our website, WRTV.com.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Thursday morning, this is your 6:30 news feed. 2 men from central Indiana are among the latest to be charged in the riot at the U.S. Capitol. Photographs show that Israel Tutro of Greenfield and Joshua Wagner of Greenwood inside the Capitol that day. Wagner surrendered to police on Tuesday. A warrant has been issued for Tutro's arrest.
A bill in the State House would expand Indiana's safe haven law. This is the law that allows parents to surrender a newborn to a fire station, police station, or a safe haven baby box and remain anonymous. The new proposal from Representative Ryan Lohr would also allow parents to surrender a newborn if the parents call 911.
The Pacers have won 3 of their last 4 games, and their latest win is largely due to Doug McDermott. He scored 16 of his 28 points in the fourth quarter as Indiana held on to beat the Hornets Hornets down in Charlotte 126 to 116. The two teams will meet again in Charlotte tomorrow night. And Todd, it might be a good time. Yeah. Go Pacers, and it might be a good time to stay inside and watch some sports.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the temperatures are going to be chilly here across the area the next couple of days, but it is the end of January, and it could be a lot worse. There's nothing really abnormal about these temperatures, except the fact we really haven't had a whole lot in the way of sunshine, but we get that back here for the day today. 18 right now in Lafayette, 22 in Indianapolis, as well as Bloomington. And when you factor in the wind, it does feel a little bit colder. There are some single-digit wind chills out there, which are some of the lowest we've seen so far this winter season. Now, as far as the snow goes, yesterday we picked up a ½ an inch officially at the airport in Indianapolis, a little more to the south as expected. What you see on radar here is just a few flurries in and around the metro area to the north and then off to the southeast. Not going to cause any issues on the roadways. They're not intense enough to cover the roadways, especially with the salt on them from the day yesterday. So today's actually a decent day as far as the sky cover goes. We get the sunshine back really for the first time this week. The problem is we're just not really going to see these temperatures warm a whole lot. Mid-20s here by the time we work our way into the middle half of the day, and then high temperatures today. Lauren will be topping off right around 30 degrees.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at your commute as you're heading out the door this morning. Here's a look at I-465 and Kentucky Avenue. No traffic here on the interstates. Looks to be traveling up to speed, but we do have more school delays and closures rolling in right now. We have more than 30 to report. They were just areas to our far south. Now we have areas like Mooresville and Martinsville and Morgan County. You guys are delayed 2 hours. We also have districts like Nineveh, Hensley, Jackson United down in the Indian Creek area. That is delayed 2 hours. Rush County schools delayed 2 hours. We also have Greensburg and Greencastle schools delayed 2 hours. So we're starting to get a little bit closer here to the Indianapolis area. So just keep that in mind. Check the delays on the bottom of your screen before you send the kids out the door this morning. Again, some schools are closed, others are delayed. So check that on this Thursday, Megan.
Lauren, thank you. The Indiana Donor Network is being recognized nationally for their efforts to support donor families as well as honor the memory of donor heroes.
That's right. Our own Troy Washington explains how they're comforting families who are navigating this difficult grieving and healing process.
This little heart on your driver's license, it can save lives, and that's the mission here at the Indiana Donor Network, to spread hope and healing to all.
I don't think there's anything to compare to losing a loved one. But however, when you consider that you have the opportunity to help others.
A donor hero can be honored for saving one life or many lives through the gifts of organ and tissue donation.
Videos like this give comfort. They were created to help families realize the legacy a donor hero creates through changing lives.
Understanding that this is not where their loved one's story ends, and that their loved one now goes on to live on through other transplant recipients.
Mike Frey lost his son Cade just 2 days before Thanksgiving. On the day many are sitting down to share gratitude, his son became a donor hero.
We're going in Thanksgiving Day sad that we're losing our son, but there's so many people that were going in Thanksgiving Day that someone is donating and they're going to be able to live on.
Frey says his son had his whole life ahead of him.
Just an amazing kid. Loved to play soccer. He raced quarter midgets when he was younger. He loved dirt bikes. Hard worker. He graduated high school at Sullivan High School this past year.
His passing was unexpected for his family, but through the donor network, his legacy lives on.
A young man in his 20s who received his heart. There was a gentleman in his 70s that received his liver. And then the gentleman in the 70s that received his lungs. And then the 2 women who received kidneys and pancreas.
Kate's family received an overwhelming outpouring of support online, and they also took part in the donor moment of silence that each family participates in. It allows families to peacefully proceed with the grieving process.
Both this moment of silence and the comfort video, they're done to give families some peace as they move forward in the healing process. Working for you, Troy Washington, WRTV.
Troy, thank you for that story. A great young man. And the Donor Comfort video earned an eHealthcare Leadership Award. The Donor Hero Moment of Silence earned recognition as a finalist in the Shorty Social Good Awards. So sign up to be a donor today.
Lauren, thank you. A series of break-ins on the south side, and of course, people are concerned. Coming up, what police recommend you do to keep your belongings safe today and every day. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on WRTV.
At Value City Furniture.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. It is 6:36 on a Thursday. Indiana state leaders are addressing some concerns with unemployment benefits here. It's an issue that's impacting thousands of Hoosiers. Like Shania Coder, she tells WRTV that she qualifies for payments under the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. She drove for Uber to help pay for expenses like her husband's medications.
I did have to take a payday loan to get to his medications, because they were expensive. And I'm like, he's got to have them to breathe.
So once the pandemic hit, Coder stopped driving to limit her exposure to the virus. She says she's not gotten any benefits since early December. At Governor Holcomb's press briefing, the Department of Workforce Development Commissioner explained why many PUA claims are taking longer to confirm.
We're seeing a large part of fraud in our PUA claims area. Specifically, 71% of current PUA claimants have fraud indicators that require additional investigation. This means about 3 out of every 4 PUA claims require some sort of additional processing, which could cause those claims to go well beyond 21 days of processing.
Commissioner Fred Payne there says that extended benefits under the PUA program became available to most claimants on January 22nd, and he says the remainder of the eligible applicants will get their payments starting tomorrow. Raphael.
A burglary caught on camera, and it's not the first time, and now Southside residents are at a loss. They want to do what to do next, Megan.
Raphael, WRTV's Kelsey Anderson is working for you with what police recommend to protect yourself and your property. Kelsey.
Hey, good morning, Megan. So having something stolen from you is no doubt a violating feeling. And neighbors on the south side of Indianapolis, they are frustrated with break-ins happening on their street twice in 1 week. So take a look at this video. You can see this suspected burglar breaking into Nathan Martin's truck. Martin says he's not the only resident getting visits from unwelcome guests. And this screen grab from a surveillance video shows a possible suspect from another nearby incident. According to IMPD, there was at least one other report in the area of cars being broken into in the last week. But it is unclear if any of the crimes are connected. Still, Martin is concerned about whoever would do this in plain view of multiple security cameras. For Martin, this one crime was like getting hit twice. His pickup truck is not just a way to get around, it is his work truck, which was loaded with thousands of dollars in tools.
Makes me feel very disheartened and angry. That is how we make our living. I mean, we provide for our families, pay our bills, but we also support others in the community. I mean, it worries me because it doesn't matter how many cameras you have, any kind of deterrent.
Now, IMPD is encouraging neighbors to report suspicious activity and crimes as they occur. Take photos and log serial numbers of valuable items, and of course, remove them from a vehicle if possible. Martin is now offering a $500 reward for anyone who leads police to a suspect. He says the safety and security measures he's already taken do not appear to be enough to keep this trouble off the street. Now, IMPD says it is also a good idea to keep your vehicle doors locked, of course, and then also make sure that your alarms are activated, as well as making sure your exterior lighting is working properly. Now, they also say that you can have those extra patrols in your area. You can call to have those happen on their emergency line. That number is 317-327-3811. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Owners here looking very carefully at the situation.
Where is the shuttle, Vic? Can you see it?
A major malfunction.
There is
Obviously
a major problem.
Malfunction. Something has gone seriously
This could be
wrong.
a major tragedy.
Well, it was one of the worst days for the space program.
4, 3, 2.
Next, we'll take a look back 35 years later, and we'll hear from a Hoosier who was almost on board that flight. Todd.
And a few flurries are making their way through central Indiana here this morning, but all that accumulating snow, and it wasn't a whole lot from yesterday, has come to an end. We get a little bit of a break today and tomorrow with some sunshine in the forecast before our next winter storm heads our way for the weekend. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
Well, 2.5 minutes into the flight, the solid rocket boosters will drop away, and we should be able to see it.
What's happened?
Feet per second altitude.
What happened?
Miles, downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
Still going. Vic, did something strange happen then?
Something is gone amiss.
Something is wrong.
35 years ago today, most television networks did not carry live the launch of the Space Shuttle Challenger. ABC News radio broadcasters, as you just heard, described it as one of the worst days in American history. Then President Ronald Reagan described the depth of the nation's loss by saying in part that the Challenger crew slipped the surly bond of Earth to touch the face of God. I recall that day so vividly. Megan, I watched the launch and explosion in my high school library. And as you know, the Challenger mission was special because a teacher was on board heading to space for the very first time.
Yeah, it's so memorable, Raphael. A science teacher from Indiana was almost on that shuttle flight. He was Indiana's alternate to the nationwide contest, and I spoke with him about that moment in history.
3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
This 1986 space shuttle launch captured the nation's attention.
And it has cleared the tower.
In 73 seconds into the flight, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded.
When that terrible tragedy occurred, it was like we knew something happened, we just couldn't accept that it happened.
It's the nail-biting moments everyone who watched it remembers.
35 years is a long time.
Indianapolis teacher Rick Crossland especially remembers the moment.
To me, it just seems like it was yesterday.
We remember Rick like it was yesterday. WRTV interviewed him as he applied to go on this space mission.
I remember when Reagan announced the Teacher in Space program. I had already written like 5 letters to NASA. A bunch of teachers had, because teachers are crazy. We like to live what we teach.
And the students wrote for you too.
Yes.
I think he deserves to go in space because he's one of the best teachers.
And this science teacher from Wayne Township Schools was chosen as the alternate for the state of Indiana.
Downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
When it happened, did you think that could have been me?
Before I could think that, everybody who loves me and knew me called me up and said, I am so glad, Rick, you've got so many things, but God has done something for you.
Mission, and it has cleared the tower.
Instead, teacher Krista McAuliffe and 6 others were on board the Challenger. None of them survived.
When you think of Krista McAuliffe, what do you think of?
She was like everybody's teacher and everybody's mom. She had a perspective of what this meant. So she was representing all of us.
McAuliffe's death brought mixed emotions to Crossland's mission as an educator.
Really, it was a changing point for me because I rededicated myself to help teachers. And that's been my life, both kids and teachers and science education.
And he taught all right. After the explosion, Crossland started giving presentations at universities and diving into how the Challenger worked.
I've used this with hundreds and hundreds of demonstrations.
He, like many others, tried to wrap their heads around what went wrong.
There was nothing anybody could have done for this one. It just stopped.
And Crossland hasn't stopped. He teaches at every school in the district. His lessons help teachers teach and connect students to science.
Push, man, come on. And I tell them, we will see a woman walk on the moon. I will see that before I die. And it could be you.
Now, 35 years later, Crossland reflects on the explosion that could have ended his life.
What do you hope people remember about the Challenger?
There is a risk to discovery. Science is the way we do that. And through science, I think that we can make our world such a better place.
As you know, a years-long investigation found the O-ring seals used in the solid rocket booster failed during liftoff. So when I asked Crossland if he would go on another space expedition, he said he'd go tomorrow, but he wants others to go instead because they can do more with the information they collect in space, you guys.
I love that story. I'm so glad that he's around too to share that with us. And I love the last line there that he said, Megan, where he talked about he wants others to be able to go instead of him. So just an incredible educator from right here in Indiana.
Discovery.
And I love his sense of adventure. I wish I could be in his science class because he brings it really to life. And Todd, you know, I mean, we're about the same age group. You remember that day in history, don't you?
Yeah, you know, I was in school as well, and you mentioned it earlier. What made that one so much different from the other launches was there was a teacher on board. So, right, you're in school and the teachers are like, hey, this is the first teacher that's going to go up into space. So I watched it, and then you know what happened. And then I remember Ronald Reagan's speech, too. My parents, we sat there and we tuned it in and watched him there from the Oval Office. So hard to believe it was 35 years ago that happened. All right, outside right now, we are dealing with quiet conditions across central Indiana. We have skies that are partly cloudy. There's a few flurries out there. Here's a live look in Bloomington. This is one of the areas where we saw a little more in the way of snowfall accumulation yesterday. 22 degrees, that's the current temperature, but boy, you need to bundle up. Look at that wind chill value. 12 degrees now in Indy. It feels like it's in the single digits in some areas. Here are your actual temperatures, and where the skies are a little clearer off to the west, that's where we find 13 in Terre Haute, 18 in Crawfordsville, 15 in Greencastle, 20 is the current temperature in Martinsville, and here's your real field temperatures. It feels like 4 right now in Terre Haute, 15 is what it feels like in Peru, and your wind chill values today are going to stay below freezing. Our actual temperatures, which I'll show you in a second, are going to get up to right around 30 degrees, but it's only going to feel like the low to mid 20s as we work our way throughout the afternoon hours, and then as we work our way into the evening hours, wind chill values will be back down into the teens. Now, the good news in this forecast for the day today is that we'll have the sunshine back. It's been a really great week. We had that freezing rain and wintry mix on Monday, and yesterday the snow showers. Today, finally, some sunshine to brighten things up. There's that high temperature that gets up to right around 30 degrees. I mentioned the flurries. They're all drifting in off of Lake Michigan. So up here to the north, I guess they're a little more intense, but still, they look a little worse on radar than they actually are. But if you're traveling on US 24 or US 31 there through Miami County, just know that there could be a few snow showers. These are just flurries in Indy as well as Greenfield, and then down into northern portions of Shelby County. And here's all the clear skies off to the west that we'll enjoy throughout the day today. Now this evening, temperatures will fall into the 20s. As I mentioned, wind chills will be in the teens. And tomorrow's a bright day. It probably has even more sunshine than today. The problem is tomorrow, the temperatures. Everybody wakes up to temperatures in the teens tomorrow. Wind chills for everybody probably down in the single digits when you join us tomorrow morning. And then we'll get up to right around 32, 33 degrees as we work our way into the afternoon hours. Once we get to the weekend, though, things start to change once again as we'll start to bring our next storm system. The first half of Saturday is probably dry, but then we bring in some snow. It goes over to rain on Saturday, and then on Sunday, it's the opposite. It probably rains Sunday morning, and as the colder air comes in Sunday afternoon and evening, we'll go back over to snow. So as far as snow accumulation, it's kind of hard to pinpoint for you, to be honest, right now and altogether, because what's going to happen is you could get a burst of snow and there could be some minor accumulation, and then it's going to start to rain across most of the area. It could be a little different here for those of you in northern communities. So the rain will wash any snow away, and then the snow comes back late Saturday, or late Sunday rather, into Monday, and then Monday morning there could be some additional accumulation. So it's definitely a storm that's going to feature a lot of precipitation types, and timing will be an issue. Once we get past Monday, for Tuesday and Wednesday, pretty quiet across the area, Lauren, with temperatures in the 30s.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at traffic as you're heading out on the roads this morning. This is I-70 near Monrovia. You can see that traffic in that area is traveling up to speed both eastbound and westbound for your commute this morning. The good news around the metro area, I'm not monitoring too many issues this morning. However, if you are traveling down on the south side, we do have a new crash that popped up along County Line Road. This is a little bit east of Meridian Street. It involves a semi and a fuel leak in that area, so just avoid that spot if you can. If you're on the south side of town, you maybe use Bluff Road, some other roads as a detour to get around that. And a reminder, we have school delays scrolling on the bottom of your screen. We'll have more news just after the break. Stick around.
WRTV.
Time now is 6:55 on Good Morning Indiana. Your out the door forecast in just a moment. But first, let's check on your top stories. Raphael, kick it off.
Let's look at the coronavirus and its impact on our state. Megan, the State Department of Health reports nearly 2,300 new COVID-19 cases. 40 more Hoosiers have died with the virus. The latest county metrics map shows almost all of Indiana counties falling out of the red category, which indicates a higher number of cases usually, but those numbers have dropped.
And COVID restrictions, Raphael, across most of Indiana will change next week. Governor Holcomb says that starting on Monday, if the county's COVID risk is at a red or orange level, capacity at social gatherings and events may be up to 25%. If a county's risk level is in the yellow, capacity can reach 50%. Megan.
Pete Buttigieg is one step closer to becoming the first openly gay cabinet member in U.S. history if he is confirmed by the Senate. On Wednesday, the Senate Commerce Committee advanced Buttigieg as President Biden's pick to lead the Transportation Department. The final confirmation vote has yet to be scheduled. And one last check of weather, Todd.
And sunshine is back in the forecast here for the day today. It's going to be chilly, though, with highs that'll be right around 30 degrees. 35 tomorrow, still mostly sunny, and then the next storm system arrives. Saturday probably starts as a wintry mix, goes over to rain, rains into Sunday morning, ends as some snow Sunday into Monday. So as far as a snowfall accumulation, there could be a little Saturday morning and then some on the backside of it as well. And then for Groundhog Day, we hope that groundhog doesn't see a shadow, but it looks like he might, with partly cloudy skies and temperatures in the low 30s.
All right, hopefully things go well for Puxatawny. Thanks, Todd. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with the latest news, weather, and traffic updates.
And don't forget, all your news can be found throughout the day on the WRTV mobile app. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.